Hey everybody, we are back. It is session 2 of our new catalog and Celebration catalog launches. So I appreciate that you are here to watch this video. And if you missed the first one, you can go back and watch the replay later. Or you can also catch it over on my YouTube channel, and we'll put the link for those in the captions. The first session, we made a Celebration card and a mini catalog card, and we are going to do the same thing again. For this one, we are going to use one Celebration item and one mini catalog suite. It's actually part of a suite. So hopefully we can get through this. I got all the way back here in the room and realized I didn't have my phone. How could I do this without my phone? But anyway, so let's get going. One of the things I have to cut a little bit, so we'll do a little bit of fancy cutting, and hopefully you enjoy that, and one will be pretty simple. So let's get going. I'm going to turn my phone around. All right, as I'm squinting, I'm sure you noticed that. All right, got my phone set up. Let's make sure my computer is all set up and ready to go. Let's see. All right, here we go. For the first card, we are going to use the Birthday Celebration, the Wildflower Birthday Suite. And let's see, let me actually show you in the catalog really quick what this one looks like. There's so much new stuff right now. I'm so excited that I can hardly stand it. And I said earlier that for the most part, between me and my friend Sarah, we have pretty much everything in the catalog. So hopefully that bodes well. Well, shoot, where is it? I'm trying to hurry. I should have bookmarked this, but no, I didn't. So we will go through the catalog tonight at 7. I'm sure I'm just skipping over this. Nope. I will do a quick catalog walkthrough at 7 tonight, along with a couple more projects. Oh my goodness, where are the birthday things? One more try. Nope, butterflies. Butterflies are awesome. Here we go, the Butterfly Wildflower Birthday Suite. Stamp set and bundle. The bundle is $46, and it has the fun dies with the cutouts, the party dots, the gold fun ribbon, which we had silver a couple of years ago in the Halloween section. If you use that, it was really nice ribbon, even if you just use it for packages, but it's thin, so you can actually use that on your projects. I'm not going to use that today, but we are going to use the Wildflower Birthday Designer Series paper, and the Designer Series paper is actually, I'm going to call it the star of the show for this particular suite, because it's a little more expensive because it has gold foil, but it also has some really great cutouts. And so these are great for card making. They're great for scrapbooking. They just make it easy. And this particular page I've already cut because I needed the pages. But if you remember the daisy paper from last year's catalog, it kind of reminds me of the daisy paper where it had one sheet that could be cut apart. And so this one we could cut apart and make tags. They're ready to go. Like, they would be a cute card front. You could punch a hole in it, put a ribbon on it. It could be a great card front. This could be a cute little name tag. It could be a scrapbook journaling piece. Like, there is so much that we could do with these papers. But so that's one of the sheets of the Designer Series paper. And get all these pieces out of the way because I want to show you the fun. Then there's 2 sheets of, I'm going to call them die cuts. They're not really die cuts because they're punched out. So they're perforated around the edges, but look at these. Oh my goodness, all these pieces are sticking together. All right, so there's the pages, and there's a bouquet of flowers. That could be on your scrapbook page. That could be on your card. It could be the card front. We are actually going to use a cupcake on our card for today. There's a gold foil banner. All the gold foil accents are really pretty. Okay, now I've taken these pieces and they're all going to fall apart. Be careful with those. But the flowers, the gold foil leaves, and then of course on the back sides they're not Foil, and usually I always pick the foil side, but I do like this pink and white gingham. They're pretty pink. Let's see. And then this one has a pretty little scallop, pool party in gold, and on the back is a pale leaf, so that'd be a great background card, or background piece as well, if you don't want it to be so busy. And we've got cakes, and these cakes actually match the cake that is in the die cut piece, so that could be your focal point, and you could have the cakes behind it. Pale stripes, which are very pretty as well. Great background. And then this one is different, yep. With the green, with the white polka dots, the soft seafoam. I showed that one. All right, so that one that's a designer series paper, so that's part of the suite. But we are going to make and use part of, and I already cut, so you don't get to actually see me cut those. But, so I have a peach pie card base, and I'm just going to fold that in half. Make sure it's done. All right, and I have punched out, oh, that doesn't go with that. I cut from the designer series paper just this little polka dot strip. And it's just one of the pieces from the page that has all of the tags and the squares that you can use for card fronts. So that's just one piece of that. And then there's also a piece of gold and white. I also cut that, but for my card, when I made my sample, I cut it in half. So this is what it looked like, and then I just took my trimmer and I cut it in half. I'm going to go ahead and use the piece that I've already cut, so I don't waste that. And then I have a gold foil banner, and that came out of the pieces that were perforated. So there's that. This is much easier to assemble than what it looks. And then we're going to use the gold foil as a mat. If I had something to die cut, I would make sure that I die cut that out of the middle of that piece first, because then we would save that gold foil, because it seems like a lot. Or we could probably use my trimmer and cut a square out of there, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead with it as is. If you are watching, thank you for being here. This is actually video number 2 for today. Be sure to watch the other one, the 4 o'clock video. We will be back at 4, and we will do this again. Be sure to comment, ask any questions, because those who comment and interact and share the video will get entered, and I'm going to give some prizes at the end of the week. I'm going to give people time to watch the replay. So make sure that you comment and you interact, because there's going to be some fun prizes. I can only mail prizes in the United States, but if you are from Canada and you happen to be watching this and you comment, then I can send you a tutorial. Maybe that will work. All right, so I've got the banner, the stamp. Oh, I should show you the stamp set. The stamp set has some great birthday words. There's Make a Wish, there's Happy Birthday. You could do Happy Cake Day. You can do so many things with the stamp set, but we're just going to use the Make a Wish and the banner for this card. There's so many things that I want to show you that I can't really, because I don't have enough time. You don't want to be here all day, just off and on all day. All right, so I am just going to stamp this banner around the top of my Blueberry Bushel, and I'm using Blueberry Bushel ink on Blueberry Bushel cardstock. So it's just a tone on tone. Just gonna kind of do a little bit. There's no rhyme or reason, just to make your banner. It kind of makes me a little crazy when my banners don't touch, but apparently it's not a faux pas. I don't know, in my world maybe it is. All right, so I've got my banners. That piece I'm actually gonna cover with my gold banner. And then while I have my ink out, so I don't mess that up, I'm going to stamp Make a Wish on the left side of this. And I'm gonna stamp it in the Blueberry Bushel ink directly on this piece. It's actually, I think it's peach pie, but it's a lighter shade of peach pie. And I'm gonna stamp it on the left side. Stand up so I can actually see it. If I stamp the words first, then the rest will be easier to place. All right, so we've got our Make-A-Wish. Now, I'm going to put my blue ink away because you all might have noticed what happens when I leave ink unattended. All right, so this piece is going to go across right about here, and you'll notice it's too long, and I'm going to trim that. So don't worry about that yet. And then I'm going to just put my gold piece. I'm not going to put it all the way across, maybe somewhere right in there. So I'm going to put some liquid glue. This paper is really fun. So I don't want to put my glue all the way to the end because I don't want it to come off and have glue all over the back. All right, so we have our gold. And then we'll do this piece as well. I'm going to start with the piece on the left side of the card so that it's attached, because we know it's going to be on there. And I'll leave a little bit of blue at the bottom. Okay. Now, where that sticks off, we're just going to flip that over. On my card earlier today, I cut it from the front, but that's where I could see. So I need to cut this one from the back, and I'm actually going to use my old scissors because I did get some adhesive down along the side. So let's, I had a trash bin to bring in here too, and I left it in the living room. All right, so we have our pieces. It was a little crooked, but we'll just go with it. All right, now we need to glue our gold banner. Hey Robin, thanks for joining me again. Hopefully you see something that you like today. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, the liquid glue. I think the tape runner would be a little more difficult, so my fingers have a little bit of sticky on them. I just want to tell you all that I'm grateful that I had this video at 2 because my husband and son were going out to shovel the driveway a little more, and my son was a little upset that I wasn't able to help. So thank you for saving me today. I mean, he's 17, he can handle it, or 16, almost 17. He can handle it, but he was whining about it. All right, so then I'm going to just start on one side, and this can go off just a little bit because our card is not the same size. It's going to be. All right. I don't know if I can move it. No, we're going to leave it. And then I'm going to trim. I'm not going to trim that piece, but I am going to trim this little bitty piece that's off right here. Okay, so we have our pieces on there. Now my cupcake I'm going to put on dimensionals, so I'm going to wait to put that on because that will make it harder to attach. So I'm going to put this blueberry bushel. Blueberry bushel in my world is called Bomber Blue because that's our school mascot, or school colors. Our boys are blue and gold, and so in my house that's called Bomber Blue. So if I ever say Bomber Blue, please know that it's blueberry bushel. And then we'll put the gold foil onto the peach pie base. Put that right on the front. Now the cupcakes on the cutouts are different colors. So this one happened to be peach pie and pretty in pink, but it had that blueberry bushel candle. This one is balmy, is that balmy blue or is that pool party? It might be pool party. And so I'm just going to use the dimensionals for that. Pop that up. I didn't have to stamp a cupcake. I could just literally just pop it right on there. And we have a cupcake that's already ready. It has a fun little gold foil flame. The cupcake, or the candle. And we're just going to put that right on there. Actually, this one I think I'm going to go a little bit cattywampus because I like cattywampus. All right, then all we have left, we need to put on our party dots because it's a birthday party, right? So the party dots are also part of the suite. and they are Pretty in Pink, Pool Party, and Peach Pie. And let's go with the Peach Pie. Oh man, I always hate deciding where to put my gems. I hate that because I'm terrible at deciding. Oh my goodness. So we'll just wing it. All right, so there we have our, and they're pretty much the same, just the cupcake is a different color. And we used that fun paper that was already done for us and just cut that apart and used our pop outs. I will show this again later, another birthday card at a different time. So that'll probably be one of my Lunch with Lori sweets that I show. So stay tuned for more cards from that, but that's one of the simpler ones. All right. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. Oh, Susan. But Susan wouldn't, you know what? The peach pie with the gold would have made me a little nervous too if I had not seen a sample that had that. And I almost used a blue card as well, but then I mixed it up a little bit. So, all right. So that is our mini catalog item. Now this is one of my favorite things out of the celebration flyer, and it's called Friendly Seagulls. And we're gonna have to color a little bit, so bear with me. But I think that you will like this little guy. He is super cute. All right, so we are gonna use him, and I can literally hear, if you have seen the movie Finding Nemo, I can literally hear this little bird right here saying mine, mine, mine. So I think that I'm gonna try to make a card with the mini alphabet dies and do that and say mine, mine, because I think that would be so fun. But the card that we're gonna make right now is, we're gonna say I love you more than French fries. And so our little guy is gonna eat some French fries. So, all right, let's see what we can put together first. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blending brush, and I've got my blending brush handy, and I'm going to use Balmy Blue ink, and we're going to make a little bit of a sky. I'm not going to cover the whole sky, but I at least want to give it a little bit of a background. And so I'm going to start down here because you won't be able to see down here, because if I do that, you don't want to see that big blop of a blending brush ink. I don't know what that's officially called, but blop sounds reasonable. All right, so yeah, see, don't you all agree? Mine, mine. I wish they had put that in the stamp set, but I'm afraid that it was a copyright issue. I don't really know. And they didn't ask me, so who knew? Who knew? All right, so I just want a little bit of blue color just to kind of show that this is our background. And then we're going to switch over to the black ink. So, oh, there he is. All right, so let's put some birds in the sky. I'm just going to get all of the legwork done here first. And I'm just going to stamp them in black, and I'm going to stamp like second generation a couple of times just so they're not all the same color. And they can go anywhere. Our little birds. Let's go third. All right, maybe. Ooh. One more. Okay. So now that's enough birds. We don't want it to be like, what's the birds, like that movie, the horror movie from years and years ago. I don't want it to be like that. I just need a little bit of seagulls in the background. All right, so I have my crumb cake cardstock, and this is going to be our sand. And I'm just going to tear the top of it. So when you tear, this used to be a big thing when I first started stamping, to tear and have edges and all that kind of stuff. And then I kind of got away from it and you didn't see it so much. But now I think it's coming back. So we're going to tear the top. It's just going to be our sand. It doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to take a little bit. There's a stamp in the stamp set that's little pebbles almost. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sand to my torn piece. I'm actually going to stamp off too. I'm going to use a scrap here for a second so I don't get my paper all nasty. So I'm just going to stamp some sand. They don't have to be perfect. Just some sand. Little pieces. All right. I've got all the ink pads, but those of you who know me would be super proud of me to know that after I did my first live, I put all the ink pads away. I know, it's crazy. I put them all away and I organized the papers so that those were ready to go. So, I know you're surprised. It's okay. All right, so I Love You More Than is a separate stamp, so I've got to be careful so that I can get those together. Anyway, that was just my brief little brag on myself. Besides the fact that I'm dressed and had a shower today. That's also very impressive. All right, I Love You More Than. Okay, and then we're going to come back in with French fries. Lining those up is hard. So I feel like if you don't want to try to line them up and get them in a perfect spot, that's okay. You could even do, do them a little separate. You could do one at an angle. I'm going to try really hard here. All right. That is probably as close as I'm going to get. So we'll go ahead and we'll put our bird or our sand on. If you like coloring, I think you're going to like this little guy. If you don't like coloring, you may struggle a little bit. And I cut this at the same width as my white. Let's go ahead and attach that to the black panel. So that way it's put down. And I have that ready. And I did just a narrow border. Earlier today I did a 1/4 inch border if you watched that video. This time I just did an 1/8. I didn't want a huge black border because I didn't want it to look like it was a big honkin' black border. Okay, I had extras just in case I messed up, but I think I got it. All right, so now we're going to stamp this little bird. When I was in college, I went on spring break once. My friend Ellen, her uncle and aunt lived in Florida, and it was, cold because it was only March. And so we're in Florida, and we went to the beach, and it was so cold. I don't even know how cold it was. But there was a bird, there was a seagull who continually kept coming over because I'm pretty sure my other friend Sheila, I'm pretty sure that she was feeding it. But anyway, and we named her Melba. So when I think of this little bird right here, I'm just going to call her Melba because that's what it reminds me of. All right, black ink out of the way. All right, thanks Kathy. Thanks for joining me. Both Kathys, actually. All right, so I'm going to color the bird. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Blends, and I'm going to use the Stampin' Markers for just a couple of things. But I'm just going to use the light smoky slate, and I'm going to color his little wings a little bit. Not really anything full on coloring, just a little bit of color on some of his wings. Maybe give his belly a little bit of a shadow. Nothing too crazy. Make his beak orange. And his feet. It's a quick color. It doesn't take too long. Wait till if Lisa's still on here. If she sees me, we're going to fussy cut this guy and she's going to freak out on me. All right, so then I'm going to use the Daffodil Blends for my French fries. So I'm going to color all my French fries. And I think this one is a little bit low on ink, so hopefully it holds out for me. And we're going to color our French fries. And in my head, the only acceptable French fry to put on this that we would eat at the beach would be McDonald's French fries. I don't really know why I think that. I haven't had McDonald's French fries in several years, but in my head, that's what I think of when I think of French fries. So we are going to color our fries yellow, and then our container, which I'm using Real Red blends as well, and I'm not really shading, I'm just going to color. I'm going to do that, Real Red, because that's what McDonald's, or at least I think they are. Are they still container red? Maybe somebody can help me out there. Lisa, it's fancy cut. Fancy cut. Fussy makes it sound negative. So we are going to go with fancy cut. And when I do, you're going to be so glad because you're going to say, oh, that's so cute. And you'll be wishing that you had done it too. All right, so then I got to color the burger. You know what? I'm going to color that bun the same color as my French fries. I know it's not the right color, but I already took away the brown. So, and my hamburger is going to have lettuce because I don't want to color brown. I think that'd be... Anyway, I just don't want my hamburger to look like it's brown. So we're going to put some lettuce on our burger right there. Does anybody else do that when you color, you turn things sideways? I don't know why I do that, but I cannot color straight for anything. It has to be at an angle. So there's my hamburger with lettuce on my French fry piece. All right, so I probably should have done one of these already, but here we go. So I'm gonna take my scissors, and the easiest thing when you're doing small pieces like this is not to move your scissors, but just turn your paper. Turn your paper and keep cutting. So that way you're not, I'm gonna do it this way so I can come back in and do those little pieces. But just get your scissors in there and turn it. And then, okay, so there's one, and then I'm going to cut out those two little sections, or three little sections. I can't count today. And you could stamp these directly on, you know, if it was white, a white background, you could certainly just do that. But I want to turn one of my French fry packages sideways so it looks like he spilled them. All right, so there's one of my French fries. Rest assured, there will be no more fancy cutting for the rest of today unless I get crazy, but I don't think so. Actually, my samples are made, so there's no more fancy cutting. I can honestly, oh, I thought I got that cut. Okay. There's one French fry. All right. Talk amongst yourselves while I finish my cutting here. And then we will get to the bird, which is also a pretty easy cut. The one thing I didn't say earlier in my video, this is my second one, and I did say there would be prizes for comments and questions and, you know, things like that. Participation. Participation is a good thing because sometimes even just your comments help me more than you know. It puts my videos, I don't know, Facebook has weird algorithms. I don't really know how those work, but the more comments and things like that, shares and likes, especially if you use the love button and not just the likes, that seems to help. So if you would do that, that's free, it's easy, and I would greatly appreciate it. But the thing that I didn't mention this morning or earlier was that during this launch party, so for this week, if you spend $60, you will get a celebration item. You can get the celebration item of your choice, and I will send you a package of embellishments at the end of the week. Well, actually, I'll have to order them once I know, but you will get a free embellishment with your order. And you might get one or two of these cards in the mail as well. So you can look forward to that, and that's this week's order special, is a package of embellishments and one of our cards from our, one or two, I haven't decided how many, maybe 7, who knows, card that I've made. So you'll have a sample. All right, let's get this little guy's head. He's not nearly as nitpicky as those little French fries. And sometimes I like to use just the smaller piece because then it's not so bulky. All right, now we're home free. Ooh, Kathy, I can give you a new catalog. I'm not sure if I mailed one to you or not. I will check my numbers. If not, I can get one to you. I'm not sure if you're coming my way anytime this week, but I have those here. So we can absolutely take care of that. Since we haven't really gone anywhere in the last few days. Be nice to get out. It could be a little jaunt. Alright. There we go. Melba is ready for the beach. So I'm going to use Ooh, I'm going to use liquid glue because it's kind of tiny. Alright, we're just going to put her on the beach and she can stand wherever she wants. Excuse me. How about there? And all those other birds are coming to get her French fries. And over there. And then one. What is it? Who eats French fries at the beach, though, I guess would be my real question. And then let's spill one right there in front of him. All right, so there's our card front. And then we will attach our black panel. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do dimensionals for my black. Let's pop that up a little bit because there's no other things that stick up on this one. It doesn't have any embellishments or anything like that. And had I thought, I would have brought my black dimensionals in here. If you have not seen the black dimensionals, they are amazing. And if we put those underneath the black cardstock, you won't even see them, which is amazing. But now I've got white ones, so hopefully they don't show too much. I'm trying to use this package dimensionals. It's been open, and I hate it when there's just a few left. So I'm so close, so close. Yeah, any food. Oh, Ocean City, Maryland. I have never been to Maryland, so I probably need to check that out. And yeah, any food at the beach. Yeah, that's my thing when I go to the beach is I want my condo to face the water and I want to be able to eat my food on my patio and look at the water while I eat. That's my one rule. So you're right. Any food at the beach is perfect. All right, so there are our friendly little seagull. Like I said, we're going to call her Melba. That is Melba. And then we have our Make-A-Wish. So this is our celebration item. So that stamp set is free with a $60 purchase. And then this one is part of the Wildflower Birthday Suite. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate all of your participation and your comments. And I will be back at 4 o'clock. We'll do this again. I've got another couple of cards for you. And then tonight at 7, I'll be live as well. And we'll do a little bit of a catalog walkthrough and I'll show you some things. And I'm actually going to show you a couple of online exclusive things as well. Because those also, there's some of those that launched today. So I will look forward to seeing you all later today. Thanks for joining me and I'll see you soon.